Hello everyone, welcome back to Sarisa Juana. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey. So guys, as you can see, I'm in a completely different environment and setup. I am in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and I am so happy. I'm so happy to be here. It has been 9 months since I made the move. I moved from New York all the way to Buenos Aires. Till this day, I cannot believe that I moved all the way from New York to Buenos Aires, Argentina. Like, whenever I talk about it with my friends, and just even when I think about it, I'm like, if you would have told me a year or two ago that I'd be living here, what? I would have been like, you're crazy. Like, you are crazy. Like, I wanted to move here once I started learning about the culture from my Spanish teacher. But I was like, maybe this is out of reach. Like, I don't think, like, this is just a dream. Like, I thought of it. I thought of just being here for like a month maybe. But I was like, that's probably just a dream. Like, that's not going to happen. And today I'm here. I'm physically here. Like, it's mind-blowing. But I'm so happy to be here. And I am so excited about this journey. I'm super excited. In this video, we are going to be talking about when did I decide that I wanted to move to Argentina or why I moved to Argentina. We are going to talk about when I moved to Argentina. And then we are also going to talk about the neighborhood that I live in and why I chose this neighborhood. We have so many exciting things to catch up on in this video. If you are new here, please give this video a like, give this video a thumbs up, and please hit that subscribe button. I'm super happy and excited to be here, and let's get started. Hola chicos, bienvenidos a mi canal de YouTube. Soy Juana. Si hay gente nueva de Latinoamericana, les quiero dar la bienvenida. Mi idioma materno es el inglés y todavía estoy aprendiendo español porque no hablo fluido. Espero que disfruten mis videos, denle like a este video y no olviden suscribirse. En este video voy a hablar en inglés, pero les quería dar la bienvenida a todos los que hablan español. Let's get started on this video. So first, we are going to cover when did I want to move to Argentina and why Argentina. Both of these things actually go hand in hand, and so I kind of combine them and wanted to talk about them both now. So I actually started taking Spanish lessons about, it's been 4 years now. Back in 2022, I wanted to take Spanish lessons. I really wanted to be serious about learning Spanish. Just a little backstory, both of my parents are from Honduras. My parents both speak Spanish. However, I was never taught Spanish. When I was young, my mom and my dad spoke to me in English. However, I did hear the Spanish language being spoken growing up. So I always had an understanding of it, but just could not really form sentences, explain things, all that jazz. And so in 2022, I was like, I want to learn, I want to be fluent, I'm tired of this. Because at the end of the day, like, this is part of my culture. This is part of my family. In Honduras, we also do have a dialect called Garifuna that my family also speaks. However, both of my parents spoke Spanish, and a lot of my family members, almost all of my family members pretty much spoke Spanish. And so I was kind of getting tired of not being able to communicate. And there's a lot that goes into that story. That could be a whole separate video. But long story short, I wanted to learn Spanish. So I went on Preply, which is a platform where you can actually take tutoring lessons. You can learn any language that you want. Of course, I wanted to learn Spanish. And on Preply, I was able to filter out where I wanted my teacher to be from. Out of curiosity, I chose Argentina. And so the teacher that I had was actually from Tucumán. Tucumán is in the north of Argentina, very different from where I am, the norte they call it. But I chose my teacher from there. So I was taking Spanish lessons, and while I was taking Spanish lessons, my teacher, her name is Mariela was teaching me about Argentina. She was teaching me the culture, down to like the food, down to like the holidays that they have here, down to just everything, honestly, about Argentina. Like, every time I had a class with her, I learned something new about Argentina. And that kind of sparked my curiosity. And I was like, okay, like, she's teaching me so much about Argentina. I'm so curious. I want to go. And also, I had never been out of the country. And so, besides me going to Honduras, I was 11 when I went to Honduras. By the way, I was very young. When I went with my siblings and my mom. But besides that, like, I never left the country. And it's funny because now that I'm older, I feel like that just doesn't count, right? Like, I've never traveled out of the country in my adult life. And so, you know, as she was teaching me about Argentina, I was getting curiosity. I was, you know, trying to learn Spanish. And I was like, hey, like, I want to go here. And she always told me, Juana, if you go to Argentina, stay in Palermo. Palermo is a neighborhood in Argentina. So she told me, you know, in Palermo, you have everything there, like nightlife, everything's there. Restaurants, if you want to go out to the club, whatever you want, it's there. A lot of tourists stay there, a lot of foreigners stay there, you should go there. And so that kind of sparked my curiosity. In December of, I want to say 2023, I think 2023, I decided, like, listen, I'm going to buy my ticket to go to Argentina for my birthday in April for the next year. So I bought my ticket, literally, like, I'm buying it. Because at this point, if I don't buy my ticket, I'm not going. And I knew that if I bought my ticket, I was going to be committed to actually taking that trip to Argentina. So I bought my ticket to go to Argentina for my birthday, which is in April. And I was going to go alone. I was going to take a solo trip because I was so determined. I was like, I'm doing this trip. I am going. And so I was going to go alone. I happened to tell one of my best friends that I bought my ticket to Argentina, and she ended up coming along with me. There is construction being done. So I'm going to pause and come back when the noise stops. So my best friend decided to come with me, and so she tagged along, and then we went to Buenos Aires. By the way, I have two videos, a part 1 and part 2 of my Argentina trip when I first went. So I'm going to link that down below. You should definitely watch that video because, again, that just kind of sets the tone of my current situation now. Okay, so I went to Argentina. I had met someone who is now my boyfriend. Again, that could probably be a separate story because that'll be too much to get into. That's like a whole story. But basically, one of my very close friends, Jess, hi Jess, if you're watching this, she basically introduced me to my now boyfriend because she was like, hey, listen, basically, like, you're going to Argentina. I know somebody who lives there. Why don't I put you guys in a group chat? And bam, there you go. So that's kind of what happened. I was in a group chat with him, my now boyfriend, and my friend Jess. And I told him, hey, I'm going on these days. This is what I want to do when I'm in Argentina. So when I got to Argentina with my best friend, he actually met up with us. He was basically our tour guide. He helped us with exchanging our money. Like, he helped us with everything. Till this day, like, that's something that I would never forget. How helpful he was, how kind he was, how generous he was. Like, all around sweet and one of the best people that I know. He's just so kind-hearted and just cares about everyone around him, and he's just so special. Anyways, before I get all sappy, so I met my now boyfriend, and obviously, you know, while I was here, again, my boyfriend and I, we really got to know each other and actually fell for him on that trip. So, met my boyfriend, and that's kind of the story of when I decided, actually, no, sorry, why Argentina? Yes, this is the backstory. So I met my boyfriend, and then obviously I went back to New York after my trip, and my boyfriend and I stayed in contact. And then we met up again, met in the middle somewhere, and then we became official. And that was actually a few months after my trip. We stayed in contact, was a lot of long distance, back and forth, and then that's kind of when I made the decision, like, listen, like, I want to move to Argentina. One of the reasons why was for our relationship. We were long distance, and I just knew that being together would make us grow stronger as a couple. It would help me grow. I feel like since I've been here, it's officially been 9 months, by the way. I think I said that in the beginning of this video. It's been 9 months, and I have grown tremendously. Like, this was a big deal. Moving across the country is a big deal, by the way. So being long distance, again, just kind of made us decide, like, hey, why don't I just make that? I wanted to move, honestly. I felt like New York. I felt very stuck in New York. My situation, my life, things that were happening, I felt very stuck. And I wanted to change. That's another reason why I'm moving. I wanted to change. I wanted to be in a new environment. I wanted to be happy. And honestly, I have my days, of course, where I'm sad, I'm a little homesick, I miss my family, my friends, and just a lot of stuff about New York. But overall, I feel very happy. Another reason why I moved is because of the language. I really, really, really wanted to be in a country where I was going to be fully immersed in the Spanish language. Now, here in Argentina, speak Castellano. Now, before we continue on into the video, I wanted to provide a quick disclaimer on the language and dialects being spoken in Argentina. In Argentina, the language is called Castellano. Most people recognize the Rio Platense dialect from Buenos Aires with its famous sh sounds, but it's not the only accent. As you travel north to provinces like Tucumán or to the heart of the country in Córdoba, the rhythm and slang change completely, giving every province its own unique flavor. Now, let's get back into the video. It's very different. I do love learning though. I love learning. I'm in the process of learning. I love it. It's fun, honestly. And I've actually just got to a place where I actually feel comfortable speaking a little bit more. I still have some work to do, but I definitely have gotten more of a comfort level. Okay, so we touched on my boyfriend being in a long distance relationship, one of the reasons why I wanted to move. We touched on being in a country where I was going to be fully immersed in the language. Also, I wanted to learn about the culture. I wanted to be here, be again immersed in the culture, the language, which I've learned a ton while being here. Every day, honestly, I learn something new, which is absolutely amazing. Like, I love learning about new cultures, wherever that is. Like, I just love learning about new cultures. So we touched on that, and also I felt like being here would kind of spark a creative side of me, which it kind of has been. I want to go back to creating, making content, making videos. So many people say, I want to see videos and I want to see day in the life and I want to see what I want to know what Argentina is like. So again, like, just super excited to be able to be in a position where I can show you guys this. So that is kind of why I moved. Now, of course, the story has a ton of moving parts and a ton of things that maybe I've left out, but that's just a general background. Now we're going to go to when I moved. Now, after being my boyfriend and us being long distance, getting back and forth, that's when we decided, like, why don't I get a digital nomad visa, which will allow me to work for a US company in Argentina. That is when I started to do that. And so I started looking into a digital nomad visa, started the process, and I officially moved in May. I moved May of last year. So that is when I officially moved. The process was fairly easy, fairly quick. The digital nomad visa is valid for up to 6 months, and then you can renew for another 6 months. So that's absolutely amazing and something that I love. And I'm just honestly grateful. I'm grateful that I'm in a country that wants to see foreigners and kind of has an opportunity for us, for foreigners. Like, I'm fortunate to be here in this position, in this beautiful country that I've grown to really, really love and learn so much about. And it's just been such an amazing experience. Thinking about it now, it's like, wow, I'm getting all these feelings of emotions, but it's been absolutely just incredible. And I just feel like, again, every month, every day, I'm learning something new, I'm meeting new people now, and again, absolutely amazing. So, if you remember in the beginning of this video, I kind of talked about my Spanish teacher, Mariela, telling me that when you come to Argentina, when you visit, you need to stay in Palermo. So, because I was doing long distance with my boyfriend, we would be back. He went to New York, I would come here. Of course, I loved coming here. I loved leaving the US and being able to travel. Whenever I came here to Argentina, to Buenos Aires, I would stay in Palermo. I already knew about it, she told me about it, and that's kind of when I just did my own, research. And so every time I would come here to see my boyfriend, I would stay in Palermo. Of course, my boyfriend being from Argentina, he knows, of course, way better than me. And so he also loved Palermo, and we just kind of came to that conclusion, like, we're just gonna live in Palermo. Of course, it worked. Like, I'm familiar with it. He was, so that's kind of why we decided to move here. We were looking into like different apartments. I was, again, very, very fortunate and blessed because he is from here, and he was able to kind of get that situated while I was in New York. He was handling the whole apartment situation. There's actually a lot that goes into that, which maybe we'll cover again in another video. It's not really as simple. It's not as simple. So he handled that. So by the time I moved here, everything was kind of already set up for me, which was absolutely amazing. And then we kind of just came together and just kind of did last minute things and I don't know, did things to get our house a little bit more, apartment more furnished. And yeah, we just, came together. Everything just came all nicely together. So I live in Palermo. Palermo is absolutely, I love it so much. And you have everything here. In Palermo, you literally have everything. Anyone in the country will tell you you could find anything in Palermo. Like, everything's nearby. You have your cafes, you have your supermarkets, you have your verduleria, panaderia, fiambreria. If you want to go to the gym, if you want to go to Pilates, if you want to go to yoga. Now here in Palermo, they are doing ceramic classes. Like, there's events that happen here. Like, everything's literally here. And so I feel like honestly, we couldn't have picked a better neighborhood to be in. And highly recommend for anyone, if you're watching this video and you are thinking about moving to Argentina in 2026, this is the neighborhood to be in my opinion. From my experience being here, living here for 9 months. Okay, so that is actually the story of when did I decide to move to Argentina, or why Argentina, when exactly did I move here, and then what neighborhood I live in. Of course, I have to give you guys a little appetizer, I'm gonna say. A little appetizer, so you just have a little taste of what's to come. I can't spill everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so happy. We have so much to catch up on, and then I have so much content and so many videos that I want to do, that I want to make. Please comment down below, please. It would be so helpful if you want to see something specific. Like, if you want to see me, I don't know, doing a comparison video, maybe talking about snacks that I noticed in, I don't know, Argentines, snacks from Argentina, me trying snacks. All of a sudden I can't speak. If you want to see a video of me trying snacks from Argentina, if you want to see, I don't know, a comparison video, if you want to see certain events. They also have a very, very big cafe culture here in Palermo. Absolutely love. You can find cafes anywhere, and then what I love is that the cafes here close at 8 p.m. A lot of cafes here close at 8 p.m. Love that. In New York, it was impossible for me to find cafes that close late. And before I moved, I was actually really getting into cafes about, I want to say a year ago. Like, I was discovering cafes, going to cafes, but it would be so hard because a lot of the cafes would close like at 5 p.m. So here, on the other hand, it's completely different. And I love it so much. I love it. I love cafes. Cafes make me so happy. I'm starting to talk about other things at this point. But if you want to see a video of me going to different cafes, trying different cafes, whatever it is that you want to see, leave a comment down. I will try to make that video for you, do those videos. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And yeah, I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited to see what you guys think. Leave a comment if you came this far. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Ciao.